Hey, what's happening, family? It's your man, Mark Black. You know what time it is. Happy Hump Day to all of you. I want to welcome you to my midweek broadcast. We got a lot of good stuff well, not good stuff, but we got a lot of stuff to discuss today. There's an echo, darker visions. I'm not certain what it is, fam. I could try to make some adjustments and you let me know what's going on, but yeah, I've addressed pretty much everything I know how to address here as far as the sound goes or whatever the case may be. But at any rate, I want to thank all of you. Shout out again to Darker Visions. Sister Tiffany's in the house. Black Magic is in the house. Thank you, Darker Visions. I appreciate the feedback. Sorry, I was running a little behind today because I got into some Twitter fuckery. I got a few things I'd like to say before I get into the topic of today's broadcast. But first, normal house stuff, right? Check the description field below. Different links, different information. You know what it is, fam. We don't just do discussion here. We do solutions. We get on the information. We get the data. We know what the fuck we doing over here as Angry Black Sheep. Shout out to Sister Queen Jet Black. I see you, sister. Happy Hump Day to you. Also, I just put out today the first of many videos for supporting members of the channel. If you weren't aware, if you didn't get the notification or whatever, you can always visit the community page here on Black Outcast Media Broadcast and see if there's any members only information that's available for you. I think you'll like what I had to say, what I had to put out. There's more coming. And it ties kind of into some of the stuff that we're going to be discussing today during the broadcast, but a little bit more in depth, a little bit more specific. So if you haven't become a supporting member of the channel, please consider to do so. Right? Click that little join button, the little blue join button down there at the bottom, and see what your man has to offer. Again, there'll be members only content, members only live streams. Again, I'm still going to produce the same information, quality, all of that, whether you become a supporting member of the channel or not. So don't feel like you need to be pressured to do it. But there's going to be a lot of good stuff available. Membership has its privileges. All right. But before we get into the topic today, I've been addressing some fools on Twitter who are complaining yet again that Black Americans are, throwing shade at them and just, denigrating their blackness and their experience in this country. Look, I'm just going to say it because I'm not nice about this shit. All right? I don't hate immigrants. Let me make that clear right from the beginning. I don't even hate white folks, and I should have plenty of reason as a black descendant of the enslaved in the United States to hate white folks. I don't hate anybody. But I do dislike clear fuckery, right? And the thing is that part of the issues that we, the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States, face, ADOS, FBA, whatever you call yourself, part of the reason that we experience what we experience here in our country is because other people who bear a little bit of melanin or a lot of melanin in their skin traditionally have been able to come here and, in a sense, make black, which is a designation in America for our tribe, into some loosely affiliated color-based description of anybody with a drop of melanin in their skin. You feel me, fam? Right? If you come here and you have some degree of melanin in your skin and you hail from certain areas, you get to traditionally use the term black to describe yourself. And ignorant white folks who may not be aware of what your lineage, your culture, your heritage is might describe you as black. But that's collateral. That's collateral damage, right? If you come here from another country where there's darker skinned people and you get caught up in the mix here in the United States of America, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but your collateral damage, the fight that America has consistently fought, the oppression that America has consistently laid down has been upon me and my tribe. I don't give a shit if you want to say I'm black. Even though it shocks me because most people from other countries, the last thing they describe themselves is as black until they get here. But that's a whole nother fucking ball of wax. But if you want to get here and describe yourself as black, that's perfectly fine by me. I don't particularly give a fuck. What I give a damn about is that you cloak yourself in my heritage, in my lineage for your own personal gain, for your own collective gain, so that y'all can get the bag and we get left in the lurch. You come here and designate yourself as black, knowing that there are things that America is trying to do to deal with its black people that you didn't get to take fucking advantage of. This is how we end up with the first black dean at this Harvard school being some immigrant person. In America, black means me. Black means my heritage, my lineage, right? Black with a capital B. You want to describe yourself as black skin? Fine. You are black skin. I don't dispute that. You have melanin in your skin. I don't dispute that. What I got a problem with is you coming here and instead of helping us take up the motherfucking fight to America, instead of coming here and increasing our ability to be able to get our due from this crazy ass, demonic ass country, you immediately put your nose in the trough, start eating from the table, and you ain't put in on shit. And now that we are self-interested, now that we said, you know what, okay, fuck it. We got no friends anywhere else. We just gonna have to figure this shit out on our own. You want to get your ass on your shoulders because the motherfucking gate is shut. Because we not letting you in and just come in and root from the trough like you used to without us saying, wait, hold on a second. That wasn't meant for you. That was meant for me and mine. Why are you in it? Back the fuck up. Stay in your lane. Get in your motherfucking spot. Now you want to have an attitude. I don't give a fuck about your attitude. I literally couldn't care less about what any foreign blacks think about us and our people, what we doing, what we own, how we feel, how we operate. Motherfuckers got the nerve to call me a nigga. You ain't my nigga, motherfucker. My people can call me nigga. Why? Because they mine. Nigga's ours. We fought and bled and all of that to be able to say that to each other with endearment. I wouldn't dare go to fucking Brazil or the Dominican Republic or anywhere else and try to tell those folk there just because I got melanin in my skin how they supposed to be living, what they supposed to be on. I wouldn't be injecting myself into their shit, into their business. The only thing I would do on everything, right? I put this on my baby's eyes. The only thing I would do is go there and be like, how can I help y'all? Y'all trying to get y'all bread from the British? Y'all trying to get them ends from the French? What can I do to help? Tell me where I fit in. Y'all need me to fall back? I'll fall back. You need me to jump in and help out and fight? I'm with it. Tell me how I help you get them motherfuckers for what they owe you. That's the only thing I would have to say. I wouldn't be opening my mouth trying to claim that I understand your experience. Even if I was born in your country, I still ain't your lineage. Just because you might be second generation, you were born here, don't mean you understand what the fuck it means to be a black American, descendant of enslaved here in the United States. You don't understand. You can't understand. Just because matter of fact, the very fact that you're able to call yourself blank American, it only exists because of the citizenship my ancestors were bled 246 years for. We were chattel in this country for 246 motherfucking years before we could put the appellation American on us. And it took a civil war and damn nearly 1 million dead white folks and a whole untold number of dead black folks before we were able to put that appellation on us. We earned it. You wouldn't even get to say, I'm Jamaican American, I'm Haitian American. You wouldn't get to say any of that shit if it wasn't for the fact that we bled for Americanness first. And no matter the fact that you might have been born here, you don't share that heritage. You don't share that lineage. It's not yours. I don't give a fuck if you got the same skin color as me or the same phenotype as me. If you're not trying to be on board with this fight that we about to have with Uncle Sam and his acolytes, I don't want to hear shit from you. If you just here to get your little personal bag and to be the first of your people to make something of yourself in America, whatever, fuck you. You know better than any other colonizer, and you deserve the same goddamn respect as any other colonizer. We have different heritage, different history, different experiences. You don't get to come over here and put your mouth on anything that has to do with us. Be black. That's perfectly fine. Be black and proud. Be Haitian American. Be Jamaican American. Be Brazilian American. That's cool. And if any issues affect Brazilian Americans, I expect that you might have enough balls to speak up. But when it come to me and mine, stay in your motherfucking lane. You don't have nothing to say. You don't have nothing to say other than how can we help? If you're not saying that, fuck you. And if you can't understand that, fuck you if you can't take a joke. I'm sick of this shit. This willful blindness, this intentional obtuseness where they claim that we're sitting here questioning their blackness. No, you are darker skinned people. You hail from people who come from Africa. No black American disputes that. Nobody. Our dispute is simply this. You come here and you use your skin as a cloak to be able to drape yourself and take advantage of or pretend to be a part of a lineage and heritage you ain't put shit in on. Put some motherfucking respect on our name. Keep our shit out your mouth. I don't go around pretending to be Haitian or using Jamaican slang or any of that shit. You don't get to call me a nigga. That's for my tribe to call me a nigga. Fuck you. I'm gonna treat you just like you would, just like if you was a white person and call me a nigga. You ain't me, and you ain't mine. So shut your motherfucking mouth. Fam, today's broadcast is we are truly all on our own. Before I get into it, though, let me shout out John Anderson. Sister Joan, I see you, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. A happy hump day to you. Gold Professor is in the house. Deandra is in the house. Cool Unc, fam. I see you. Brother Rob, peace, fam. And be one to you. James, Brother James, what's good, fam? Black Man 903, what it do? Sorry, fam. I know that it seemed like I got heated, but the fact is, we always have to continually put up with this bullshit from these diasporan and continental dark-skinned folk who, when we travel to their countries, they treat us like black-skinned white people. We get treated like tourists. How many of y'all remember the black couple that went down to the DR and ended up dead? But we all black though, right? They was tourists coming to visit a country because they thought, hey, there's other black people there. We be safe. Shit. But yet they want to come here and let us succor them. Let us comfort them. Let us feed them. Let them eat off our plate. And we supposed to just thank them for the motherfucking privilege of them standing up and acting like they not those niggas? Please. Fuck I look like. If you're not here to get involved in the fight for us to get our due, you got two options. One, you can continue to be good little pets of Caucasians and stay in your motherfucking lane. Or two, you can shut the fuck up. Actually, I would prefer it if you exercise both of those options. If you ain't fighting with black Americans to see us get our due and you live here, then fuck you. Exercise both of those options. Be a good pet Stay in your lane and shut the fuck up. Because we been on our own. You know what's interesting though is that if we don't realize just how on our own we are, America has its ways of teaching black folk, teaching us, the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States, that we are on our own. Let's go and take a look real quick on the teaching screen, shall we? This is an article in the Los Angeles Times. The GOP, the grand old pussies, right? You know, the elephant racists, have put forth legislation from the Senate that doesn't include any more stimulus for y'all. Now, fam, not to toot my own horn, but I fucking hate being right all the time. Because didn't I say when the first stimulus package came out that I was not only shocked that they issued checks, but don't be surprised if there's not another one that comes? Fam, here's the evidence right here. The Senate Republicans have tried to initiate legislation that doesn't include any stimulus checks. If you're on unemployment, you get a little extra bread, like $300. Nowhere near what you was getting. By the way, all the polls show that of people that are unemployed, the number of people that are at the point now where they can't even meet basic needs, you know, like food, water, shelter, is around 50%. And $300 ain't gonna help them. Never mind that. This shit is a joke. Take a look, fam. Senate Republicans plan to vote this week on another economic relief package for Americans dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, but the slimmed down plan, which does not include new checks for individuals, is already a deal breaker for Democrats, ensuring that the stalemate will continue, unquote. So the Dems can't get shit done. The Republicans won't get shit done. Fam, what that tell you? What that tell you? That tell you we own our motherfucking own at this point, fam. Now, never mind the fact that every American is left out in the cold. I'm not speaking to every American. They're not my people. I'm talking to you. America always will constantly reinforce the fact that at the end of the day, black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States, are going to have to get it how we get it. We're going to have to get it where we live. We're going to have to do it by hook or by crook. We truly are on our own. There's no help coming from Sam. The Republicans, I actually listened to Mitch McConnell, the turtle, say openly that this $500 billion plan or whatever that they looking to pass as new legislation is actually too much. He didn't even want to see that pass. Larry Kudlow, Trump's, economic advisor, said that we have a self-driven recovery from the coronavirus crash in the economy. That is self-driven. We don't need to give these motherfucking white plebeians and niggas money. We're good. We'll be able to recover from here. No more checks. Meanwhile, 3.8 million people were evicted last week before the moratorium went into effect. Black women and children disproportionately affected by that. They don't want to give you shit. See, everybody says that we're begging Sam for reparations. Y'all niggas is beggars. Y'all trying to beg the white man for reparations. No, we not. We're not under any fucking illusion at all that to get our due from Sam isn't going to be the fight of our lives. they ain't gonna give us shit. And we know this. We who advocate for reparations, for remediation, restoration, and repair know that America is not gonna give us anything. We are gonna have to drag this bitch kicking and screaming to the motherfucking table. She's gonna be kicking, spitting, hollering, scratching, biting, shooting. America ain't gonna come to the motherfucking table willingly. You think we don't know that? You think simply because we're doing politics that we don't understand that at some point politics is going to break down and we're going to have to take other avenues, exercise other options in order to force this bitch to the table? Only ignorance thought that we were just simply just going to press levers in ballot boxes and go to voting booths. No, when we made this commitment to stand in the shoes of our ancestors, we committed whole hog. We will have our due. And we will give America hell until we get it. And we will drag this country to the motherfucking table, kicking, screaming, biting, cussing, the whole 9 yards. We don't give a fuck. We already know what it is. Fam, I need to explain to you though, my people, my tribe, what our next steps need to be. Because you do understand that for many of us, that little $1,200, if you actually ever got it, that money was gone a long time ago. A long time ago. And many of us are in the time of hard motherfucking choices. Hard choices. Now, I'll be honest with you. The only reason why these choices are really hard is because we've been used to not actually having to really deal with each other. Just keeping it a full-on buck. These choices that we have ahead of us aren't really that difficult. They're not really that hard, right? The problem is we ain't never really fucked with each other like that as a tribe. And so many of these choices will be agonized. But with that said, the first thing that we have to decide is, are we going to let our people end up on the streets, or are we going to make way? We're going to make room. Now, what I mean by that is simple, fam. The moratorium issued by the CDC, which, by the way, is recent news too, right? The CDC, not Trump, not anybody else, the Centers for Disease Control have instituted a moratorium on evictions. Now, let me give you the details so you understand what this is, right? The moratorium that the CDC issued on evictions lasts through the end of the year, okay? And it is stopping people from being evicted at this point. Now, it doesn't address anybody that was evicted during the time that other moratoriums expired and the beginning of this moratorium. In other words, if you were evicted before the CDC did this, you're out on the street. Your ass out. You're sleeping in cars, at the shelters, on the streets, getting it however you can get it. All right? But this moratorium stops evictions through the end of the year. What it doesn't do, fam, is it doesn't stop the rent that you owe. This is not a rent freeze. So if you owe $1,000 back rent, by the end of this year, whether you got the income or not, you're going to owe thousands and thousands more that you are going to have to pay. So essentially, the CDC has kicked the can down the road, so to speak. We still will be facing Except now, in the middle of the winter, potentially millions of our tribes people out on the street. I need you to understand that. You be evicted now, at least it's somewhat warm outside, right? You can kind of find a place, maybe couch surf with some folks or something like that, for a little bit or whatever. But with this moratorium in place, you're humped. If you don't have the money to pay the rent when the moratorium is lifted, you're not only out on your ass, but you're out on your ass in the middle of the winter time, during the heart of flu season, during the heart of COVID. Yeah, black man, it goes on your rent, on your credit for not paying rent, and an eviction means you basically can't rent nowhere. Evictions go on your credit. Soon as they run a credit report and they see an eviction, they won't rent to you. It don't matter if you just got a new job and you got the fattest paycheck you ever seen. You won't be able to rent a place. So the first hard choice that our tribe has got to make is, are we going to watch millions of our people be out there on the streets, in the cold, in the flu, in the COVID? Or are we going to open up our doors and make way? We're going to have to. We're going to have to. Queen Jet Black said black people will have to pitch in and help each other. I might have to take in a few people, I don't know. And I'm with you on that one. I'm damned if I see a black family out on the street and I got a roof and they're gonna be stuck out there. We're gonna have to figure it the fuck out. We're gonna have to figure it the fuck out. Or not. Because I said to you, fam, it's a choice. For many of you, it's gonna be the roughest choice you ever had to make. You mean I gotta let these niggas live with me? You talking about a people that'll go on vacation and judge how great the vacation was based on the fact of how many niggas they didn't see when they was on vacation. Yeah, we got some internal problems we gotta address. And COVID and this motherfucking economic crisis ain't gonna give us much time to make these choices. We're gonna have to choose. Are we gonna make way, make a hole, make a space, make room? Or we gonna leave these people out in the cold? Real talk. I mean, did you think, fam, that we would end up here? Did you think that we would end up here? Looks like 2053 has basically become 2023. There ain't no more aid coming from the motherfucking government. There ain't no more help coming that way. So we're going to have to decide as a collective, as a people, as a tribe, whether or not we're going to leave our tribe members out in the motherfucking cold to roll pills with the birds, to catch as catch can, or if we're going to have to double and triple up. That's choice number one. That's number one. If we don't decide in the favor of our people with that one choice, none of the other choices we make are going to mean a bit of fucking difference. But we have some additional issues that we got to address too. How are we going to feed these people? How are we going to feed each other? Yeah, I said it. It ain't enough to just make a pallet on the floor and get people a place to lay their head out of the elements, out from the disease. That's not enough. Because last time I checked, black people, my family, my tribe, beloved, every person you've ever seen, known, talked to, loved, hated is made of food. Shout out to Sister Alma in Major, Unsunken One, and Frida Green. Happy Hump Day to all of you. We're going to have to figure out how to feed these folk. Now, fam, I did a broadcast. It's not a public one. It's for members only on the channel, right? So if you haven't considered joining, becoming a supporting member of the Angry Black Sheep Herd, take a look at that join button on the bottom and see if that's something that'll work for you. But my members can go and see a video where I actually lay out in detail some methods and means by which we can start to accumulate some stores to be able to feed these folk and our own selves. Because trust me, fam, the pantries will be dry. When you got white folks in lines around food pantries a mile long, it is what it is, fam. Charles 91771, what's up, fam? I see you. Welcome to the broadcast. A happy Hump Day to you. Yeah, the pantries ain't gonna be able to call it. We're gonna have to make some hard choices on how we're gonna feed ourselves and these people. Some of this is gonna involve you swallowing respectability and doing what you gotta do. Yeah, I said it. I've stolen out of grocery stores before. Some of you might have to do that. By the way, I gave some tips in that video on how to do that if you need to do that. Just saying, let my experience be your guide. There's ways and means of being able to do it without necessarily worrying about you getting busted. But we need to make sure that when it comes to our survival, every motherfucking option is on the table. So we're going to have to make a choice. Are we going to feed each other? Are we going to look in our cabinets and say, well, I got food enough for one so that I can make that shit stretch to two? Or are we going to let our people starve? Because it's like that. It's like that. That's real talk. It's like that. And I tried, family. I swear to God, I tried. My Angry Black Sheep know. In February, when we were first discussing the advent of the era of the Rona, I did a broadcast where I discussed emergency food, food storage. I talked about chest freezers. I talked about how to make meat substitutes and a whole bunch of other stuff. You were wondering, would we ever get there? Yeah, fam, we're going to get there. Because no matter what they tell you about what the economy is doing, the economy is going through what we in the trade call a K-shaped recovery. I'm saying K-shaped? What the fuck? Like, I can read a chart. What the hell does a K-shaped recovery look like? Don't worry, fam. It's your man Mark Black. I got you. This is what a K-shaped recovery looks like. You take the top 20% of Americans, right? And the bottom 20%. The top 20% is doing this. They're doing all right. The stock market's never been better, even with the little crashes and shit. They've primarily been working from home, so they ain't had to spend no money on gas or commuting or new clothes. So they've been able to pay down debts. For the people on this side of the line, shit is recovering. Look kind of nice. Look like they might be able to keep their heads above water. What about the people on this side? Well, for you, the recovery looks like a decline. For you, the recovery looks like depression. For you, the recovery looks like no jobs. For you, the recovery looks like that $1,200 stimulus that was gone 3-4 months ago. For you, that looks like hell is about to arrive here in the United States of America. K-shaped. recover. That's a nice way of saying some of us got it, and the rest of y'all, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Strong Flower, by the way, I see you, fam. And you putting some great motherfucking suggestions in the chat. Strong Flower, y'all better be listening to what the sister's saying. Real talk. You know what, fam? All that high-siding, all that, acting sedity, acting like, we got it, like all that. I'm rich. I do this in real life. I'm balling out of control. Don't worry, I'm going to talk about that motherfucker in another broadcast. Those of you who know who I'm referring to, my imitation. He's coming up next. All that swagger, I'm balling. That shit got to go to the wayside. You're going to have to decide whether or not reality is going to be the order of the day, or your motherfucking aspirational fantasies of a fantasy life that niggas ain't never really been able to call anyway is going to be the order of the day. That's the third choice you got to make. And fam, you don't have much time to make any of these choices. The third choice you're going to have to make is whether you're going to let reality be your guide and minimize, simplify, pare back, entrench. Or if you're going to continue the high side, you're going to continue to I'm flying, nigga, I'm balling. What up, producer? I see you, fam. Gregory Jones in the house. Happy Hump Day. A lot of you, and I hate to say it, but a lot of you gonna be hurt for the I gotta get my hair and my nails did crowd every 2 weeks. What's about to come is gonna fuck your world around. For them niggas who've been waiting on the next pair of J's, you know what I'm saying, or the Xbox 5, that's done, fam. That's done. The PlayStation 5, Xbox S, Series X or whatever. Yeah, that's done. If you've been smart these last few months, you've been saving as much as you possibly can. Because unfortunately, in the time that's to come, cash is truly going to be king. Don't nobody give a fuck about your gold chain. Don't nobody care about your Jesus piece. Your motherfucking bracelet, your diamond bracelet. Nigga, you'll sell that at a motherfucking discount so crazy that if I told you how much you'll sell it for to get food, you know what I'm saying, you would look at me right now like I was crazy. We're going to have to decide whether or not to put our wants on the back burner to focus on our needs. Housing is a need. Food is a need. Some protection from the elements are needs. Safety is a need. Because I want to shout out to my beloved sister Alma for bringing up the fourth choice that the times to come is going to bring to us as the descendants of the slave here in the United States. Right now, as we speak, at various locations, protesters are out there for different reasons. Some are saying Black Lives Matter. Some are out there talking about Medicare for all, whatever. Protests are going on. You hear about it all the time on the news. But what you don't hear about is the attacks. That's right. Up in Portland, a group of Proud Boys ran up on some protesters with batons, beat the shit out of them, knocked one of them down. Dude had on a press vest. They didn't care. And then a white woman walked right behind them and pepper sprayed this motherfucker in the face after he got knocked down to the ground. You're going to have to decide whether or not you ready to pull the steel in defense of you and yours, or if you're going to be the next headline for motherfucking vigilantes, for motherfucking self-deputized white supremacist bandits. You still got Negroes out here walking the streets, going to grocery stores with they motherfucking big ass Beats headphones on. Niggas, you stupid? Somebody run up on you, jump out of a car and run up on you. How you gonna even know they there and you can't even hear them coming? You out here walking the streets with flip-flops on. Fool, you look good as a victim to me. You still walking through crowds of white folk like it's no thing. You get out the car, you don't have your head on the motherfucking swivel as you walking up into the grocery store. It's about to be robbing season in America. R-O-B-B-I-N-G. Robbing season. You think people that been unemployed for 6 months about to lose their place and got a house full of babies and a woman is just going to sit there and try to say, oh, what is we going to do? Nope. They're going to get it. But because the government isn't giving it to them, they're not going to have no fucking problem running up on you and taking your shit. Fam, smash them thumbs and hit that motherfucking super chat because I'm on it today. It's about to be robbing season up in this piece. Now, of course, sure, you have to worry about or watch out for your fellow white citizens, which you should be doing anyway. But you also going to have to watch out for your own too. Sad as it is to say it. You're going to have to watch in your community. You're going to have to move through your community in a different motherfucking way. You can't be flashing all the motherfucking bills in people's face who ain't been able to pay their motherfucking light bill in 4 months. You ain't going to be sitting there keep getting packages from Amazon delivered to your door when your neighbors ain't got shit in their house. You're going to have to make the decision whether or not to stand up in defense of you and yours or to get steamrolled, to get ran over. I made the decision. That's why I went and got ammo months ago before shit started going to the left. Here's ammo for my 22 rifle. Trust me, that's all you need to be able to put food on the table. A 22 will handle squirrels. It'll handle rabbits. Quiet as it's kept, it'll handle a deer. You didn't hear that from me. I shoot a 40 cal pistol. I got a bunch of 40 caliber ammo in the back. And I'm not afraid to put one in any motherfucker that's going to victimize me and mine. We're going to have to make the choice to start standing up in self and collective defense or to get steamrolled. You know, that whole idea that black folk don't like guns because the Democrats told us that we shouldn't like guns and we should be for gun control. You ain't got the luxury of that shit no more. You better listen to your brother Black Man. That's our resident gun nut. He know. Shout out to my fam Double C's, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to let your statement read out as always. I know Black Man said FedEx been stealing bullets. Don't surprise me. You're going to have to make your choice, fam. You're going to have to tool up and be willing to use it. Or not. The American government has made it clear
had to support my esteemed brethren. Just logged in.
Thank you, fam. I appreciate you. The American government has made clear that no matter what else it does, it's not doing shit for you. Now, if America was a sane, rational country, right? If we were filled with citizens who were informed and thinking and, could use critical thinking and logic and the whole 9 yards, right? Instead of what's about to happen, we would all, en masse, be headed towards DC to take these motherfuckers' heads. You can say I'm calling for violence if you want to. I don't think I am. When the government has made it clear that no matter what you want from it, it's not going to give you it. You can either say, oh, okay, or you can go give them motherfuckers a spanking. If we were in a sane, rational, reasonable country, there wouldn't be no black and white shit. There wouldn't be no more attempts at oppression of black citizens. Poor white folks would see poor black folks and be like, fam, we both got fucked. Let's go get these motherfuckers. Racism makes this country insane. We do not live in a sane, rational, reasonable country. So, fam, what's about to happen when the economy in this K-shaped recovery, right? This shit. What's about to happen is what always happens when America goes through times like this. White folks are going to turn their anger on black folks. White liberals are going to turn their anger on us, especially if Jim Crow Joe Biden takes an L in November. Which at this point, I'm not certain. I know I've been saying Trump's going to get the nod, but he fucked himself admitting that he knew how deadly coronavirus was likely to be, but wanted to play it down so it didn't cause panic. Yeah, he said that. Stupid motherfucker. Almost 200,000 Americans dead. So many of my people, I can't even lose count. Fam, I can't say in a public broadcast what I would like to see happen to Donald Trump. But I'm guessing you can imagine where my head is right now. I'll just leave it at that. But we don't live in a sane, rational country because racism makes white people fucking nuts. They don't understand the game that's been ran on them. Right? LBJ ran it down. He said, you tell a white man that he's better than the black man, and he'll let you rifle his pockets. Where's the lie? So many of these white friends and things that you got that you think is on the team, you better think twice. Because I can guarantee you that if it's a choice between them and you, they choose them. And they will set you up and they will fuck your world around and leave you bleeding out, literally and figuratively. Now, I want you to understand something. This isn't the apocalypse. This isn't the end of the world. At some point, we will get through this. At least those of us that survive. However, I want you to understand one important thing. For those of us who make it to the other side of what's about to happen here in Fortress America, you better make a commitment to be willing to destroy anybody and anything that would ever bring you back here. Did you hear what I just said? You who survive it, who make it to the other side of this shit, the other side of this fuckery, anybody, I don't care who indicates a willingness to come back to this in any way, shape, or fashion needs to get a bullet. They need a short drop and a sudden stop. We need to make a commitment to the future. This is not to say to forget our ancestors or forget the past. But we are about to go through the crucible. We are about to go through the crucible. And for those of us who make it to the other side, we better be committed as fucking stones to never come back here. Ever. Ever. The moment somebody even hints, intimates, if you will, that they're looking for a return to normalcy, a return to the... Nope. You better smack them motherfuckers down so hard that they can't see straight. We, the descendants of the enslaved, are never coming back here again. We will never again in the history of what America is or will become ever come back here. Never. That's it and that's all. Make your commitment today. Make your commitment. Sure, we are about to go through hell with gasoline draws on. We're about to go through our starving time, our struggle time. It was funny how we thought that we would escape paying the same price that our ancestors paid. There's only one currency that America accepts in trade from the descendants of slaves. That currency, I'll give you a hint. Red like this, it drips from veins and arteries. Did you think we were not going to end up having to pay our blood price for our fight for a place to stand in the sun? Did you think that somehow or another that whole thing was done? Because I'm here to disabuse you of that notion. Do everything you can. Do politics. Do advocacy. Do activism. Do it all. At this particular point, I don't give a fuck what a black person's strategy is. I support it 100%. We need it all. If you're trying to get black people in some way to a ballot box where we can have an effect, I support it. If you're trying to organize us into our own political party, I support it. If you want to start a motherfucking black pack, I support it. If you want to teach black people how to use guns and use motherfucking hand-to-hand combat, I support it. If you want to teach black people how to steal, I support it. If you want to teach black people to get it however the fuck we can get it, I support it. VGQ, I don't have shit to say about whatever tactic or strategy or stratagem that you are choosing to embrace in order to combat these motherfuckers and see your family make it to the other side. All options are on the table. This is full spectrum survival, full fucking bore, all balls to the wall, all go and no quit. Because we are on our own. The D's ain't gonna save you. Electing Joe Biden is not gonna motherfucking save you. Joe Biden already told his handlers and his funders that nothing fundamental will change. What did I tell you about not wanting to come back here? Biden wants to drag us kicking and screaming back to normal, where the niggas were in their place, where nobody can fucking criticize the government without getting smacked down from 50 different sides. He wants to promise us nothing but demand from us everything. And then we have Imperator Trump the First, who lives and feeds off of chaos to run the country into the motherfucking ground. And laugh with glee as his followers picks up their rifles and their little goddamn tactical gear and run out into our neighborhoods and gun us down where we stand. Fam, niggas is about to be between the proverbial rock and the hard place. But what's new? What's new about that? The only thing new for black people is this idea that America ain't been that to us. That's the only new thing. The only new thing is this idea that we ain't gotta fight no more. We post-racial. That's the only new thing. How America has operated, will operate, ain't new. All throughout history, when economic downturns come, what happens? The powers that be, instead of getting burnt out, getting ran out of motherfucking DC on a rail, right? Instead of the guillotines being built, instead of those bastards getting their just desserts, they point the finger at niggas. And America jumps whole hog right on board. Because it's obvious that if you a white man and you ain't got a job, it was because of a black man. Like, make that shit make sense. I want to shout out Back to the Basics. Welcome to the Black Sheep. Thank you for becoming a supporting member of the channel, fam. I appreciate you. Check out that new content that I uploaded, members only. You'll be able to go to the community page and see the post with a link to the information. I think you'll like it, Back to the Basics. And there's more to come. We don't have too much longer to make the decisions needed to support our people. We don't have too much longer. Like I said, we have about 3 months left of 2020, with no aid on the horizon coming in 2021. Millions of jobs permanently gone. Last ones hired, first ones fired. Under the gun from law enforcement and vigilantes. We got some hard choices to make, and not much time to make them. But I'm here as your brother to give you solutions. There are 3 things, just 3, that I suggest that we all do. They're not the solution. I'm never, ever going to be as arrogant as to suggest that they are the solution to what we face. But I can tell you they are solutions. They are a solution. Number 1, open your motherfucking doors. That's a must. Stop this shit of telling your children, nigga, you 18, you grown, get the fuck out. That shit, even in the best of times, was never for us. You need your family with you. All of them. Every generation. If you're lucky enough to have great-grandmama, she needs to be in your house. Great-grandpa, great-grandma, they need to be in your house. Grandma, grandpa need to be in your house. Your mother and father need to be in your house. You and your mate need to be in your house. Your babies need to be in your house. Their babies need to be in your house. We need to tighten the fuck up. We need to entrench. Entrench. We need to dig a hole. And we need to put our beloved in it. And we need to stand there at the edge of that motherfucker and be willing to bleed to defend it. That's number one. But don't forget though, fam. Don't forget. It ain't just your blood family. You're going to have members of your tribe out there. And you're going to have to make some tough choices. It's okay for you to protect yourself, to be selective. You don't want to just snatch any old nigga off the street. Some of us got some real fucked up pathologies. Alright? I'm not telling you to go out there and sacrifice yourself. But what I am saying is that you're finally going to have to expand your definition of what family truly is. You're going to have to stop using the term fam as a euphemism. You're going to have to stop using it as rhetoric. And you're going to have to start seeing fam in a whole different way. You're going to have to change your definition of what constitutes family. And you're going to have to move accordingly. Number two. Suggestion number two. You are going to have to be willing to let respectability go. Finally. I mean, fam, truth be told, respectability amongst black people should have been let go a long goddamn time ago. It doesn't matter how good we act, how angelic we are. America still sees us as a bunch of fucking criminals and thugs, no goods, lazy, shiftless ass, dusty Negroes anyway. Right? I mean, what good use has respectability ever actually served us? It hasn't stopped us from being murdered. It hasn't stopped us from being denied job opportunities. It hasn't stopped us from being denied access to housing. It hasn't stopped us from being told that certain places we can't be, questioned by cops and vigilantes. Respectability has to die. You know what I see a grocery store as right now, fam? I don't see a grocery store as a place where you go and buy groceries. I see a grocery store as a temporary storehouse for my people's food. And so should you. You know what I see the power company as? I don't see the power company as the people that provide power to my house for a small fee. No, I see them as the temporary custodian of the electricity I need. And so should you. You're going to have to change your mindset. This country has made theft and crime a high art form. We the most creative motherfuckers in this country. We should be able to take this shit to the next level. Especially if we let go of the idea that even if we don't do it, they're going to respect us in some way, shape, or fashion. I promise you, fam, you go to stealing food from a store, you won't hear shit from me. You go out there and snatch the meter off the motherfucking wall and put in the strips that let you to be able to go ahead and draw electricity without the meter running. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't see nothing. You go out there with the key and you turn the motherfucking water on for you and your neighbors. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see or hear shit. Mr. Black, have you seen anybody turning on the water? Nope. I don't even. You guys turned the water on? I thought it just always flew. You know, I thought. You seen anybody out here near these meters? Nope. I have no clue what you're talking about. What do you mean? They getting free power? How does that work? You got to put that shit behind you. It ain't nothing about morality, fam. Survival in America is what it's always been. It's just business. You got to be on your Frank Abagnale shit. Catch me if you can. Because I can promise you that our fellow citizens won't give a fuck about the law. Let them get hungry enough. Let them get desperate enough. They're not going to care about the law. They are not going to care about the law. They are not going to be respectable. They are not going to worry about the law. They're going to do everything that you could possibly imagine criminal-wise. They're going to steal food from grocery stores. They're going to steal power. Them motherfuckers are going to steal gas from gas stations if they can get away with it. They're going to bootleg. They're going to steal. They're going to trick, rob, lie. By the way, welcome to the Black Sheep, fam. Glad to have you. So put respectability out. The second thing is you need to put respectability out. Kick that motherfucker needs to be the first thing kicked out on the streets. You see what I'm saying? You need, fam, I'm going to tell you, here's a little tactic that me and my peoples used to use all the time. All right? And trust me, I'm not worried about telling you this because the statute of limitations on this shit is way gone. They can't do nothing to me. Here's how we used to get it. 6 folk go up into the grocery store. All 6 fill up grocery carts. All 6 head up to the front, you know where the checkout lanes is, all at the same time. All 6 bolt out the store. Now, could one of us get caught? Yeah. That's possible. That's happened. Somebody stumbled, couldn't push their heavy ass cart out the door. Somebody got caught. Meanwhile, 5 motherfuckers just got out with carts of groceries. Hurry up and throw that shit in the back of the motherfucking whip and we out. I'm not ashamed to tell you. I am not ashamed to tell you. I have no fucking shame. I have no shame about it. None. Zero. I don't feel guilty. I'm not ashamed. And I would do it tomorrow if I had to. I'd get 6 of my peoples together and be like, now when we hit this motherfucking front, you better break camp. I want to see you come home. When you get caught, we'll see you when you get out. Ambush at the Piggly Wiggly. I'm with it. The third solution, and what I think the most important solution is that we have to make commitments to each other. Black Magic said put tape on your license plates. Nope. We ain't even have license plates on the whip. That's rule number 1 in the hood when you do dirt. There ain't nobody got license plates on their whip. Fuck no. Police jump behind you, you run. That's what you do. The police jump behind you, you already know they looking to run your tags. You ain't got no tags on the car, they gonna pull you over. You dip out. I done ran from the motherfucking cops so many times I lost count. I'm giving y'all hood tips today. You don't have your license plates on the motherfucking car when you go to do dirt. No, ma'am, no. Hell no. They could get the make and model, but there's 50 of them buckets in the hood. Don't nobody care. Shit. Them plates come off. All they do when you do it is they put a motherfucking, they take the camera, like, you know, the security cameras and shit. They take your pictures and they put it up on the door and say, these people were stealing in the store. If you see them, let us know. We're just hitting the next store. You know what I'm saying? We hit Walmart this time We going to motherfucking Price Chopper or Piggly Wiggly or Aldi's the next. Fuck you, we ain't coming back there for a while. We hit a lick there. Why would we go back? You feel me? Put up all the pictures of niggas you want. Ain't nobody paying attention to those pictures anyway. Because when we got back to the hood, we made sure to distribute some goods. You got to pay your toll to the troll. You can't hit a lick and then go and act like you ain't done nothing. Black people have forgot how it is. I come out the grocery store with 4 carts of groceries. One of those carts is going to my peoples. I'm not the only one hungry. See, fam, the mental shift. The mental shift. When I go into a situation, I'm already thinking of not just myself, but my people too. We all gotta eat. So if I get a come up, what I look like sitting over there hoarding it, when I know I got other people that need too. Fam, they don't want us to think that way. They don't want us to understand and truly grasp the power in doing for each other. In turning away just from doing for yourself and doing for each other. That if I got 4 carts of groceries, you got one, fam. Why? Because you fam. Ain't no other reason. Just on the strength. Exactly. Sister Alma says start your garden now. Fam, I don't have no dirt. More is the motherfucking pity. Because if I did, I'd have a garden so motherfucking crazy. I'm trying to clear a space here in the house. Hold on a second. You see this? I'm trying to clear a space in the house so I can set up a little hydro setup and be able to grow food up in this motherfucker. Real talk. I don't have no dirt outside, but I got a bag of soil sitting over there. I got a grow light right here, and I'm trying to cop a few more. I know how to build a little wall frame that I can have leaned up against the wall out of 2-inch PVC pipe where I can grow shit that hangs from them 2-inch pipes. I've been researching this shit. A vertical garden, that's right, unsunken one. Be able to have it run right along the wall in my house. Have the motherfucking lights hanging right over the motherfucking window frame. So during the day when I'm able, I can open up the window and get sun on my plants. When there's no sun or whatever, I can turn on the motherfucking lights. You need to have something growing, fam. Anything growing. Anything you can get, grow it. Please. John Anderson says, sold pints of gin for $1 each after the 78 blackout in the NYC. Facts. Facts. Fam, I don't drink. I'm sober, okay? I'm a recovering alcoholic, all right? No shade. I don't drink. But if you're able to fuck around with alcohol, I would start laying in stores of alcohol. And I'm not talking about no punk shit either. Sure, if you want to get your, cheap gin, cheap bottles of gin, them $5 fits, go ahead and grab them. They're just as good, trust me. They will be just as suitable for anything you might need because alcohol is medicine. Alcohol is protection. Alcohol is trade. Start laying in toilet paper. You remember when shit got hectic? When the Rona really started laying into folk? And you couldn't find toilet paper? Start laying in toilet paper. Fam, that shit is priceless. People will give you food to be able to wipe their ass. Alcohol is money. Sugar is money. Cooking oil is money. It literally is. Fam, I discussed in the broadcast for the supporting members, I discussed how important fat is. Fat is important, fam. It's hugely important. Exactly. Guerrilla farming. Sister Strongflower mentioned guerrilla farming. This is how easy it is to do guerrilla farming. All right. There's a fence line right outside my apartment complex. Now, the only reason why I'm not doing major guerrilla farming out there is because it's overran with brambles and it's hard to get sun over there. But I could put things like lettuces and other things that don't like a lot of sun, that like cooler spaces. I could take these fence boards down and just throw a gang of seeds back there. Take some motherfucking enriched soil or some compost, dump that back there and just let it sit. Let it grow. Find you fence lines. If you live near any rural area, right? Like if you live near farms and shit, go along the farmer's fence line. You can find blackberries there, because blackberries are an invasive species. They're all over the country and they don't belong here. They're from the Himalayas, right? Pick those blackberries, raspberries. Try to find the trees in your neighborhood that are fruit and nut bearing trees. Many of y'all got walnut trees growing in your neighborhood. Them big green things that be hanging from the trees, them is walnuts, fam. No bullshit. You could take a whole gang of them, put them in a pot, steam them, and peel that skin right off, and then take the motherfuckers and put them in the oven, and you got walnuts. For free. When I see dandelions, fam, I don't see weeds, I see food. But fam, you have to be willing to do it all. To do it all. You need to stop trying to cut down other black folk. You got people in your neighborhood that's good at boosting, befriend them. Stop acting like you better than them. Stop carrying your ass on your shoulders like you too good. The time of humbling is coming. All these people that said, well, you know, I ain't like them niggas. I don't have no record. I ain't out here ripping and running the streets. You gonna wish you was. Because the people that were out here ripping and running the motherfucking streets is gonna be able to save your ass. The people that was out here getting it how they getting it are gonna be the very people you need. I've been saying this, no Negro left behind. I don't care who you fucking. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your sexual preference or gender or any of that shit is. No Negro left behind. We cannot afford to be without a single one of us. Because the starving time is coming. Get your ass off your shoulders, fam, and cleave to as many black folk as you can possibly get your motherfucking hands on. (425-296-1980). I want to hear y'all suggestions, fam. They done told us. The government done told us. We on our own. Ain't no more checks coming. You can hang up that, oh man, I know they're gonna figure out the stimulus shit. No, they not. No, they're not. They are not gonna figure. Ain't nothing to figure out. The Democrats ain't gonna do it, and the Republicans don't want to do it. You ain't getting shit. We were lucky. We caught them slipping. Like they were scared at first. When the Rona first hit. That's how we was able to get that first stimulus. Now that they think they done figured it out, now that they realize, oh, it's just niggas and Latinos and Indians dying. By the way, shout out to the Navajo. They finally down to 0 cases of COVID on their reservation. I ain't got no hatred toward them. Good on them. Them motherfuckers suffered under the Rona. Just like we did. But once they thought that they had it figured out, and they got tired of keeping the motherfucking nation on lockdown to protect us all. Remember 15 days? What was it they said? 15 days to mitigate? Fam, I literally haven't left the house for nothing but essentials since March. I don't go visit my folks. I don't let them come up in my house without a mask. And these are my family. This is my family. I don't let them walk into my house without washing their hands and wearing a mask. If you're not living here at Casa de Black, you don't come up in this motherfucker without wearing a mask and washing your motherfucking hands and taking your shoes off. I've been like that since March. We done the right thing, black folk. And yet, as soon as we gather any little bit, everybody want to point the fingers at us and say, see, look at them niggas. They not following the goddamn quarantine. That's why they dying like flies. But they doing Sturgis rallies. Sturgis was a super spreader event. Sturgis up here in North Dakota, that motorcycle rally, turns out after they did the studies, it was a super spreader event. They took and tracked this cell phone data from people that went to Sturgis. These motherfuckers came from all over the country and took the Rona all over the goddamn country. Tens of thousands of people infected with the coronavirus from Sturgis. But if we have a birthday party, they want to talk about we need to have the cops called on us. But we shouldn't be having birthday parties, not with people that ain't in our household. Because I got brothers and sisters right now who saw their whole family infected with the Rona. There was a sister, I love her to death. I call her my baby sister. Her peoples went over to her grandfather's house for Father's Day. She wanted to go, but her dude, her husband was like, nah, we ain't going. So they didn't go. Everybody that went over to her grandfather's house for Father's Day, all of them tested positive for the Rona. We shouldn't be gathering like that. No way, fam. I know you miss your family. I miss mine too. Trust me. But until we can get some sort of handle on this shit, and when white folks running around acting like the Rona don't even fucking exist no more, we about to all face it. I told my family to prepare for us getting infected with the Rona. I told them. I said, we can do everything we can do. We can do everything we can do. But America will not get this under control. We will all, I think, eventually get it. Sorry to say it. But on the track that we're on, we have not even left. They talk about phases, right, in this pandemic. Right, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and all that shit. Fam, we as Americans never even made it out of phase 1. We as a nation have not even gotten over the initial infection of coronavirus. There was never a time in the United States when it was tamped down and contained and then flared up. No. We have never once, from the time that the first infections happened up here in Seattle to today, got out of it. And what's worse is, like Unsunken once said, Trump is surrounding himself with people that believe in something called herd immunity. I don't know how familiar you are with the concept, fam. I can discuss it. Pop a one in the chat if you'd like to hear, because you know your man Mark Black has been an amateur virologist and epidemiologist for the last 6 months. If you want me to elaborate on the concept of herd immunity, pop a one in the chat. I get a few ones, I'll talk about it. Okay, back to the basics. Would like to hear about it. Okay, Black Dollars, I can run it down. So what herd immunity is this. Herd immunity is where either through mass infection or having access to a vaccine that a percentage of the population is immune to a particular disease, making it difficult to spread it, right? There are people that no matter the disease cannot be vaccinated against. for various reasons. Okay? No shade to them. We're not gonna do that. Oh, they shouldn't be taking the vax. I don't do anti-vax over here. All right, I'm about science. So if that fucks with you, go somewhere else. I don't give a shit. All right, but there are people for certain reasons that cannot be vaccinated. Okay, those people depend on, however, enough of us having immunity, either through having been exposed to the pathogen and recovered, i.e., infected and recovered, gotten sick and recovered, or having been vaccinated. That immunity that provides them protection is called herd immunity. Through herd immunity, you essentially reduce the potential vectors for a virus or a bacteria to transmit. Now, why is that an issue with COVID-19? Or I'm sorry, with SARS-CoV-2. That's the name of the virus, the coronavirus. Why is that an issue with the coronavirus? Well, it's very simple. This is a novel or new coronavirus. No human being has ever been infected with it before. So we don't have any natural immunity to it. That's number one. So before anybody starts talking this herd immunity shit to you, understand that this is a completely new virus. Meaning that everybody gets it. Everybody who gets infected with the coronavirus, with SARS-CoV-2, are getting infected with a virus they've never been infected with before. They have no protection against, no antibodies against. That's number one. So when you say that you're desiring herd immunity, what you're basically saying is that you want a whole bunch of people to get infected with this shit. Because we don't have any working vaccines. Now, let's assume, for the sake of argument, that all 325 million or so Americans ultimately become infected with the coronavirus. Men, women, and children. Okay? Let's assume the nightmare scenario. If SARS-CoV-2 only has a lethality rate of 1%, how many people is that dead? 325 million Americans get sick. 1% dies. Pop the answer in the chat. I don't care if you use your calculator, use your tools. 1% of all of us who are infected with it die. How many people is that? Goddamn right, since I'm here. 3.2 million Americans. 3.25 if you want to be a little bit more exact. That's assuming a lethality rate of 1%. Let's put that number into a bit of perspective. Okay? If you were to add up the casualties of American soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines in every conflict since America has been around, right? So every single war America's fought in, including the first, 3.25 million is multiple times the number of all of the total deaths. All of them. It's a multiple. It's like 3 times as many as all of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines that have died in every conflict America has ever been in. Does that help to put it in a little bit more perspective for those people who say, why don't we just let it rip? Does that Does that help us to kind of wrap our head around what 3.25 million people dead means to America? Maybe a different scenario. Okay, how about this? 3.25 million people would be the population of Wyoming, North Dakota, and South Dakota, all combined, minus a few. That's 3 states worth of motherfuckers gone. Does that help us to kind of maybe understand the ramifications? And like Black Magic said, that's just talking about the people that die, that sit there and literally drown in their own fluids, because COVID kills nasty. That's not counting the long-term effects of COVID-19 infections. Since I'm here, I've seen estimates in certain jurisdictions that black people on average make up around 30%. Where we predominate, where there's enough of us, we're coming in at about 30% on average of the people infected. So we make up around 13% of the population, but almost 30% of the cases of coronavirus infections and deaths. COVID-19 don't just affect the lungs. COVID-19 affects the brain and the central nervous system. It affects the kidneys. It affects the heart. It affects the digestive, the GI tract. Turns out, the longer we understand, the more we understand, the longer we study it, the more we understand that SARS-CoV-2 is a bitch. That in some ways, the people that get it and drown to death are sometimes the lucky ones. Do yourself a favor, fam, and look up this. Not certain why, Cease. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm signed in. 425-296-1980. Here, I'll close it out and reopen it. Look up that term, long haulers. Fam, people are infected with COVID-19, and even though they test negative, I'm going to answer the call in a minute, fam.
What I've been doing is, because I know some brothers in the neighborhood at the shelter, if I buy myself some food, I give them something too, whatever.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put this on mute. So, but you're right. Each one teach one, and we all have to look out for one another. Because you're right. I mean, where I was at, packages are getting stolen all the time because people are desperate or getting desperate.
Yep.
So, one's little like you talking up, and everybody knows the person comes to your house. You got people sitting on the porch, the front porch, waiting for a package to come in.
Yeah.
It's like living in the hood. Oh, you got that new 70-inch screen TV, everybody watching.
Mm-hmm. That's facts. And can you blame them? I mean, when the desperate times come, what do you think people are gonna fucking do? They're not going to sit there and go, oh Lord, woe is us, what is we gonna do? No, that is not what they're going to do. They're going to get it. Fam, you gotta understand, nobody's gonna starve to death until it's really bad. No, they're going to get it. But they're going to get it by hook or by crook. They're going to be snatching people's shit, robbing people blind, breaking into shit, running up in stores. People ain't gonna just sit there and just roll over and die. That's never gonna happen. And we shouldn't choose to go out like that either. Isn't that right, Cease?
You ain't lying. Like I said, it got to the point where we got to get a PO box. Because stuff gets, or unless you, because like I said, you got people sitting there, I know that hustle. It's different steps. Oh yeah, that's my package. Not their package. I've seen all types of stuff go missing.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
What I say to people is to prepare yourself. Stock up on everything you need to stock up. Stock up on little extras because you never know who may need what. Sometimes it's like somebody that's desperate for a cigarette, and they're willing to fight and crawl and do something for that cigarette, for that addiction.
Yep.
You know, sometimes like, all right, here you go, here's a cigarette, man. Matter of fact, here's two. And it stops a lot of problems. And you might think that's a car ways out, but no, it's another form of survival.
There's a lot of people, like I said, it's a lot of people that got their ass on their shoulders that act like there's stuff that they won't do. Like they too good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never live like them niggas. They savages. What do you do in a time of savagery? Exactly. You're so civilized. You're so upright and forthright and, you know, the perfect citizen. Well, what do you do in a time when nobody gives a fuck about perfect citizens? When nobody cares about the law? When everybody's just trying to get it how they get it? How you living then?
I'm going to tell you what was told to me by a group of people, a group of white folks.
Go ahead, Cease, keep talking. I'm going to be right back. Go ahead, fam. Say your piece.
Pretty much what they told me was this. We don't care about the law. It doesn't matter. We don't get it by hook and by crook. And sorry about your damn luck you can't get with it. It's pretty much what was told to me. And the thing was, I knew that they were right. So only thing you have to, like I said, only thing people have to do is survive by any means necessary. What are you willing to do to protect you, your family, and yours?
I'm here, Cease.
Like I said, postal service is slowing down, so you might not be able to get everything through the mail. If you can go shopping, can you afford for food? And it's stuff that you can make and know how to make for yourself. You know, like I said, things are slowing down. I'm getting stuff from the post office really late now.
Yeah.
And all of us are paying the price for it. So what can you do to make your life better? Not
only to make your life better, Cease, right? But if we could just get black people to start to agree to survive. Like, fam, the reason why I did this broadcast today, truly, is because it is. I don't want to sit here and think that black people are just looking to not die bad. That we've kind of given up the fight. You know what I mean? Like, you ever get that feeling when you listen to some Negroes that we just lost? You know, you listen to them spout on these inanities, and you just go and say to yourself, fuck, so many of us are done. I don't want to be that dude, right? Because I feel sometimes that spirit come on me that be like, man, fuck these niggas. I done told them, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to teach them about, you know, green energy tech and, you know, land-based acquisition, all the shit. You know what, fuck them, right? I sometimes feel that spirit come on. This is me rebuking that spirit to encourage us to fight. Do you ever feel like that, Brother Cease?
Man, more often than not, I do.
Well, then this is my time to tell you, as your brother who understands and has gone through it, let us keep fighting, right? We don't have to surrender our people to the headsman's axe, right? To the scythe of death. We don't have to do it, right? We don't have to surrender. We can still choose to fight for them. They may not understand why we fighting. They may not even give a fuck. But you know what? Sometimes it ain't about them. Sometimes it ain't about you. Sometimes it's just about the fact that it needs to be done. Sometimes a thing just needs to be done just because it needs to be done. You dig? So I want to encourage you with that, man. You're gonna hear all sorts of stupid shit from our people, man. You're gonna hear it. Trust me, on a daily basis, man. Me being a sort of an influencer or a YouTuber or whatever, man, I've been exposed to the most stupidest fucking arguments black people can make to support the most inane, puerile drivel that you could possibly fucking imagine. And if I allowed it, it would make me very misanthropist. Misanthropist is a word meaning I hate people. It would make me hate people, right? But I realize that, hey, it ain't about whether they get it or not. Some will, right? Some people will listen to Sister Strongflower in the chat and be like, shit, windmills, I know how to make those. And they will have an opportunity to fight. That'll be their little spark, right? They'll hear Sister Alma say something in the chat, or they'll hear you say something on this call, and that'll be the catalyst. That'll be the spark. The one thing that was missing to get them to go from, man, I just hope I don't die too bad in this shit, to, man, I'm fucking fighting. That's why we have to continue to speak on this stuff and talk about these things and say the things we say. Because it only takes a word, one word, to mean the difference between life for our people and death for our people. Fam, I'll let you have the last word, man.
Honestly, I can say that's true because at one point, before I started listening to this broadcast, I was like, you know what, I'm just done. And this is when I was working with homeless people and everything else.
Yep. I remember we talked about that, fam.
Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? I know how many people are in here. Let me talk to the brothers. Now, a lot of the brothers died. They knew what, I'm going to protect you. And they knew part of me protecting was to warn them of what was coming down the pipe. Some were straightened out. Some moved on to bigger, better things. And other ones, you got the ones like, man, I don't know, we got problem. He's all up because he got a job. No, Negro, I'm trying to help you because I know I'm the first last line of defense before you talk to those crackers in the office. I know what they're saying to you. But I'm not going to be the guy you want. I'm going to be the person I need to be to help you. You roll with me or get rolled over.
Yep.
It makes no difference.
Yep.
I would rather you roll with me because it's easier.
Exactly. That's why I be telling our fam, man. You ain't gotta sit here and argue with people about the advocacy for your people. You tell these motherfuckers one thing. They can either fight with you or shut the fuck up. They can either get on board the train or get ran over. Cause this train ain't stopping for nobody. We aims for justice. We aims to misbehave. We are the descendants of work stoppage, runaways, insurrections, uprisers, and rebels. And you can either ride with us or you can get left behind and get ran the fuck over. We don't care. But the fight continues. Never forget that, fam. We are going to rage, in the words of I forget who it was that wrote it, but we gonna rage against the dying of our light. Every damn thing's an option. If my people, I love to teach my people homesteading. I got a video that's gonna be coming out for supporting members where we're gonna talk about land-based acquisition. We're gonna talk about the actual tools and means that we can use, we can put together our little bit and get a lot. And it's actually doable. It happens in America every motherfucking day. We just ain't doing it. So we got ways and means of being able to fight. Sure, we don't have all the numbers, but we don't need all the numbers. We just need enough. We don't need all the numbers. We don't need every black person to be on board because some of them are bootlicks, butter biscuit chasers, you name it, right? They love the system as it is and will die trying to defend it. The day we get free, the day we get our due, there will still be some black people arguing against it. We ain't going to bring everybody on board. Oh, Unsunken One brought up a good one. Brother C, I'm going to let you go, fam, because I'm going to address some in the chat. But as always, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your contribution to the broadcast. As always, peace, beloved.
Hey, thanks, man. Have a good one.
You too, bro. Peace. Let me address this here. Unsunken One said, get some cash on hand. Beware of arbitrary bank holidays. Fam, bank holidays aren't holidays. What they are is bank closures. During the last Great Depression, before Roosevelt pulled financial fuckery on the whole of the United States, he declared a nationwide bank holiday. But it wasn't a time for celebration. It was literally a time when you couldn't go to the bank and get your money out. And behind the scenes, he was fucking the money markets up. You couldn't, but by the time you could go and get money out, that money wasn't exchangeable for gold no more. Before the bank holiday, you could take your money and go get gold and silver. After the bank holiday, you couldn't get gold no more. It was fuckery. It was trickery. Always have some cash on hand, fam. It ain't got to be a lot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's telling you that you got to keep $20,000 lying around your house. No. But you can keep $200 in a stash box, rolled up in a sock and stuffed somewhere. Get you $200 in ones and call it. Or get you, 10 20s, 2 100s. I don't care. Keep a couple $100 in cash lying around. Because for a short period of time after the fuckery starts, people will take money. They're going to always take money. This isn't the end of the world as we know it. There won't be a time when your money ain't going to be worth something. So keep a little bit of cash lying around. Strong Flower says stock up on your supplements. Fam, I can't stress that enough. Get you a good multivitamin. And when I say a good multivitamin, I mean one that's got a whole bunch of different vitamins. Potassium, magnesium, all your trace elements. Selenium, calcium. Get you a good multivitamin. And if you short on certain things, like get your blood work done if you're able to. Go to the doctor and get some blood work. Check your ferritin levels, your iron levels. Check your shit. And whatever you short on, get your motherfucking supplements up. This fight is just begun, fam. It's our turn. We're gonna make it on the other side, but we gotta slog. We ain't gonna escape the crucible. 425-296-1980 is the number, fam. I want to hear from you. If you got some suggestions, something else, because we all we got. If you got an idea, ain't no stupid ideas. If you got a story to tell that can help elaborate or elucidate on what to do when the times get hard, I want to hear it. Shit, I might learn something from you. I done pulled quite a few licks in my day as a poor man, but I don't know everything. 425-296-1980 is the number. John, what'd you say your family did last week? In Georgia, you said your family did what? Elaborate on that, because I want to hear more on that. Back to the basics of speaking my language. Prepping, foraging, all of that shit. Black people need to go back to the land. That's real talk. Haven't I been saying it? That black folk need to go back to the land? We should have never, whatever land we get, it should never be sold. If you get your hands on some dirt, it should never leave your possession. I don't care how bad you motherfucking struggle. Karis the Liberator, thank you, fam. Rage against the dying of the light. Do not go gentle into that good night. Fuck that. My people's light I will not see extinguished. We gonna rage. We gonna fight. We gotta go back to the dirt. I wish a nigga would tell me, I can't be out there doing no farming shit, nigga. You look good starving to me then. You better hold on to that dirt. Black men calls in regularly and tells us stories about how them buck were down where he at, keep trying to steal his land, keep trying to steal his cattle and shit. That brother fighting like tooth and nail to keep a hold to his. You get a piece of dirt, you don't let it go for shit. There's no price this country can pay you for your dirt. I wouldn't care if it was dirt in motherfucking in the high desert in New Mexico and it's mostly sand. Guess what? God damn it, it's yours. You can figure out something to put on that sand that belongs to you, belongs to your people, that you don't owe nobody for. That's right, John. Acres of land, that's what's up. Shit, Unsunken One, you better get on the team, fam. I'm quick to tell you, we need to get some dirt. As a matter of fact, Angry Black Sheep, you know we've been discussing this for a while. I've got some stuff that I got to work on behind the scenes. But I'm going to be coming at us Angry Black Sheep with a plan later on. And I hope that you see it as worthy and maybe decide to get on board. That's all I'm going to say on it right now. Yeah, 19 families bought in on the land. By the way, here's the thing. If we get some land, can we stop this shit talking about building an all-black city? Can we stop broadcasting that type of shit? Because I'm going to tell you why I say that. One, everybody don't need to know what you plan on doing out there on your land. Right? Number two, 90 acres ain't enough for a city. Sorry, you got cities that span whole entire sections of a county. 90 acres is a drop in the bucket when you're talking about a city. And also when you're talking about a city, you're talking about building into your land inherent unsustainability. Why? Because the very definition of a city means that it requires the importation of resources from outside. So when you commit to a city, what you're basically saying is we're committing to our shit being unsustainable from word say go. I don't want to build black cities. I want to build black communities where we can all be there, live, breathe, and die and never have to leave our motherfucking land. And not only us, but generations of us that come after. I want us to be thinking of legacy. There's a people here in the United States. You know them as the Iroquois. But they were made up of quite a few different tribes. They were a part of a confederacy. The Haudenosaunee were. That's the name the Iroquois called themselves. They were a part of a confederacy that included the Mohawks, the Ottawa, and a few other tribes. When they would hold councils, they actually had people whose job was to speak for the people of the Confederacy that would come 7 generations from today. So when they would have meetings to discuss political shit, to discuss what the tribes were going to do to benefit themselves, this person's job was to analyze these plans and as best they could lay out why they were good or why they were bad, not for the people today, but for the people coming 7 generations away. Because that's what a people do who are focused on legacy, who understand that here under this sun is where I stand, and where my children will stand, and where their children will stand, and where their children's children will stand. We need to stop worrying about whether or not we're going to get these reparations in our lifetime. We could. If we press these motherfuckers hard enough, we could get our due in our lifetime, but it ain't about that. It's about us planting seeds for trees under whose shade we may never sit. It's about making sure that our children don't have to have this same fucking fight. And their children's children don't have to have this same fight. Congratulations, black man. That's what's up, fam. Sister Alma, there's so much you can do once you have land. You could sublet it, but you could also lease portions of it to power companies, cell phone companies, where they pay you to put up a tower on your shit. And they pay you bank. They come out and put up the tower, they maintain it, and they pay you. Fam, we could have communities that grow food and have stores in the cities. They want to gentrify us out of the cities? Fine. Let's go. Fuck them. Let them have the cities. We can open up grocery stores that we control vertical, from seed to sale. Grow the shit out on our land. Transport it into our stores in the city. We control it from seed to point of sale. We ain't no need for us to sit here and cry about, oh, they told us about the community is too, because it costs too much. With all this dirt out here, niggas, you crazy? Shout out to my brother Slim. Shout out to, I think it's brother Slim Bradley. You're right. This is a grown ass people discussion. This is a grown folks discussion. You crying about gentrification. Guess what? Here's the untold secret about gentrification, fam. As fucked up as it is, because it is fucked up. Don't get me wrong. But wherever they move to, that means that where they were, they are not. Are you following me, fam? Thank you, Slim, brother. I appreciate you. You following me? Sure, they might be gentrifying us out of the cities, talking about improving the infrastructure, raising the rents to where we can't get, we can't do nothing or whatever the case may be. But we don't own the motherfucking neighborhoods, no way. And remember, they can't occupy 2 motherfucking places in space-time. If they gonna be over in the cities, that means they ain't out where? On the dirt. They ain't out on the land. We ain't gotta fight them for control over these neighborhoods and squawking and complaining and shit because we can't, stay in the place where we used to stay. Wherever they ain't, we can go. They didn't stop making dirt when they made the dirt that's there. I would love to see our people just get together buses full of black folk and just dip. They want the motherfucking cities. Let them have them. They're filthy, dirty, noisy. All of that any motherfucking way. Damn it, I want my people to be out on some land where we can watch the sun rise and have fresh motherfucking air and some peace and actually see some animals that ain't us. Someplace where there ain't concrete covering every goddamn thing. Someplace where you can actually look and see, green. Someplace when it rains, it's quiet because it's not hitting the motherfucking sidewalk. I don't know about you, but that sounds good as fuck to me. I don't mind getting dirty. Being out there with our chickens, our goats, our cows, our gardens, our bulgur, our wheat, our corn. We don't have to be buying food from ConAgra and big agriculture. Shit, the only reason why we do that is because we won't get out there and put that shit out on the land for ourselves. And the one thing that we got is we got bodies. We got people that can work. We don't even need a bunch of tractors. Until we scrapple up on some bread, we don't need no motherfucking tractors. We can get out there and row our own hoes. Or hoe our own rows. Sorry. 425-296-1980. Man, y'all are getting it in chat. Y'all got me inspired like a motherfucker. I don't feel no ways tired. I don't feel no ways despondent. So the starving time is coming. Guess what? It's time for America to understand what it's like to be a nigga in this motherfucker. And they're about to get their taste. And I say, good. I say, good. We gonna be alright, fam. Name me a people in this country that can take $5 worth of food and feed 6 niggas. That's us. That's us. We can take $5 worth of food. We can take some rice, some motherfucking canned meat, some beans, and seasonings, and feed a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Don't act brand new, fam. Don't act like you all know. Don't act like you don't come from that. Don't act like you don't come from a people that can take a piece of cotton, some motherfucking string, and some motherfucking electrical tape and figure out how to make a bed for a nigga to sleep in. That's your heritage. That's who you come from. Everybody want to try to shame me because I'm a descendant of slaves. Man, you crazy. I came from the most innovative, coldest, intelligent, witty, smart motherfuckers this country ever minted. I come from a people that can take milk fresh from a cow and do all sorts of shit with that. They can take the milk and make a meal. My people done. We got butter. We got cheese. We got clabber milk. You know what I'm saying? We take it mixed that with some motherfucking cornmeal. Now we got some motherfucking whole protein because corn mixed with milk completes a whole complete set of amino acids. We can go and take some motherfucking green beans out the back and add those legumes. Now we got protein. That's 30 cents worth of food and feed 5 niggas. Y'all forget who the fuck you are. You forget the ancestors you come from. You come from the baddest motherfuckers there is. Go out here and take scrap wood off of a fence line and y'all can build a goddamn house out of it. Don't tell me. Scrap wood, tar paper. Shit, if you fuck around and scrapple up on a bag of concrete, nigga, you're balling. If we let fear rule the day, if we let these white folks tell us that, oh, you know, we ain't doing nothing for you niggas, and we sit back and cry, then we done. Exactly, unsunken one. Slap some metal up on that motherfucking roof and call it a day. Cover that bitch with wool blankets so that the tin don't get too hot and burn y'all out. Come on now. Do I need to tell you who you come from? Do I need to remind you who you are as the children of the enslaved? Fam, ain't nobody else had to get it like you get it. Can't nobody get it like you get it. When the starving time comes for America, white folks gonna be jumping out of fucking windows. I promise you. When the stock market crash happened in 1929, just before the onset of the Great Depression, on Black Friday, them motherfuckers was jumping out of 12-story buildings. They lost paper wealth. It wasn't even real fucking wealth, fam. It was paper. And they was killing themselves. They try to tell us we was lazy, shiftless, no good Negroes. But the whole damn nation was on bread lines. I think this is Brother Richard. What's good, fam? Give us a word.
What's going on, Brother Mark?
Oh, shit, no, it's my brother Travis, a.k.a. Black Dollars. What's good, fam? Talk to me.
Man, we are on our own, brother. We are on our own, man. I'm down here on ground zero, man. I want to shout out to the angry black sheep, man. It's been a while since I had a chance to talk to you.
Yes,
and,
sir.
I know you've been going through some things. I've been going through some things too, man. I recently lost my stepmother, so we planned the funeral arrangements, and then on top of that, we had a hurricane. The hurricane came through Louisiana, so it really tore up my hometown. So I'm getting ready to go down there this weekend and
fam, may your stepmother rest well with our ancestors, fam. She will be missed.
Yeah, man. I'm I look at her life, man, and what's going on today, man. And she died from cardiac arrest and stuff like that. Man, it's just, man, life is precious, and we have to take advantage of every day that we have, because,
yes, sir.
Because if we don't, like you were saying, trying to get resources together and do things for our community, do things for our families, put ourselves in a position to succeed. That's where we have to be right now. And we've been, and you and I, we've been talking about reparations for a very long time.
Yes, sir.
I mean, ever since you've been knowing each other and converting back and forth with each other, communicating about constructive ways to do things for our community, where you had Washington to me down here in Texas. And man, I'm telling you, bro, right now, and you know about it already. But if y'all don't know, any family members that the angry black sheep got down here in Texas, I'm letting y'all know, we got a Second Amendment unity walk that's happening right here in Austin, Texas on September 26th at 12. Black Power starts at 12 noon, and we're going to be out there. We got a lot of people that's going to be out there. We're talking to lawmakers. We're going to be talking to, we're going to have the church out there. We're going to have lawmakers. It's not about Black Lives Matter. And we're going to be out there advocating about the black agenda to these politicians. We're standing up for Javier Ambler's family. We're standing up for James Scott Reed's family, because Javier Ambler was killed on live PD, and he was paid 4 times, and he died of congestive heart failure. So, we're standing with his family, and we're fighting, for the justice to be done. And man, we're not out here playing, man. We are on our own. And a lot of people think, Mark Black, that voting is going to end the racism. The racism isn't going to stop. The herd immunity isn't going to stop. The racism isn't going to stop. And the racism is bigger than all of that stuff.
Yep.
If you look at what's happening to us right now, and Governor Greg Abbott, he just sent something out saying that defunding the police, they don't want us defund the police in our cities, where we're outraged about what's been happening to black men, women, and children.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna be right there outside of his mansion, and we're gonna be letting them know, hey, you can talk all this shit you want, you white supremacists, but I'm telling you, we're gonna be standing up. We're gonna be exercising our First and Second Amendment rights. And man, we gonna be out there bringing power, man. We bringing a revolution.
Brother Travis, I support your ass 100%. If you got a link to some more information, you already a mod. You go ahead and pop that in the chat so that people can get informed. You got Brother Black Man who's down there in Texas. You and him are brothers from other mothers, fam. I can tell you that much. Black Man, Brother Travis, a.k.a. Black Dollars, is one you need to connect with. Y'all need to exchange info, because y'all on some same shit. Believe you me. If you got information, Brother Travis, share it in the chat.
Be there, Black Man 903. Be there, bro. I'm telling you, man, this history, man. It's never been done like this in Austin. Never really been done like this on a scale here in Texas, man. And we organizing this thing from the soil, man. So support the soil.
That's right.
Because we doing this grassroots. We ain't bought by Jim Crow Joe Biden. We ain't bought by Kamala I'm tough on crime Harris. We ain't bought by Governor Greg Abbott or now one of these sellout bootleg butter biscuit eating chicken toe dancing mofos out here, man.
Facts.
We down here doing serious business, Brother Mark, and I'm telling you, man, ground zero. We on ground zero, man. And we ain't backing down from these white supremacists, because they been talking about, well, you don't fuck with Texas. Well, we gonna be fucking with Texas. What they gonna do about it? And I'm the main speaker there. So, It's a blessing, man. I was honored to be, the main speaker of the event, man. And I'm just gonna let the ancestors do what they do, man, and let the universe take over. And man, I'm just gonna be out there, man. It's about the revolution, man. This black collective, man.
That's
the black
right.
collective. It's about the revolution.
It's about us, man, all day, every day. That's why, fam,
yeah.
I be trying to tell y'all, you don't be full-throated. Speak your advocacy about your people from your chest. You don't have to be afraid of nobody.
And stop being scared to be black, man. And a lot of these people, I've seen that thing they was talking about ADOS or whatever, and then I had seen Joe Rogan. He got my picture up for the New York Times on there. I'm like, this white supremacist motherfucker. And then they had Adam Curry on there, and he was saying some real stuff about, recognizing ADOS and stuff like that. And that's all cool. But the thing is, man, we on our own. Like you said, Mark Black, we on our own down here. And we got to organize, and we got to make sure that we doing everything that we can to bring our people into the fold. Now, it's going to be some people that's out cold, not intentionally. It's going to be people out cold because they don't know. They not where you at, Mark Black.
Yeah,
they not
I
where
feel you.
I am. They not where the angry black sheep is. But we can bring them along if they're willing to learn and they're willing to open their mind. But if they're lost, it's no need to waste time. We don't have time to waste. This is our last stand. And either you're going to be a part of the revolution or you ain't going to be a part of the revolution. So you got to pick which side you're going to be on. And you're going to either be on the right side of history or the wrong side.
That's
and
facts.
I'm going out of here. Gee, they going to bury me a G out there.
Well, fam,
Straight up.
look, I know that you going to go out defending your people. But here's my orders.
Absolutely.
Not yet. You feel me?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not today.
I'm ready.
You dig?
Hey, Mark,
I know you're ready.
We ready, man. We got lawyers. We got lawyers out there. If anybody, they fuck with anybody out there, Black Man 903, I'm telling you. If they mess with anybody out there, we already got somebody gonna get you out. We got all our I's dotted and T's crossed. Fuck with Black Dollars if you want to. You're gonna be signing your own death warrant.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that roll with me, I got you. Straight up. Resources and tangible. We bringing it to the fold. And Mark Black, you already know how I'm coming.
I already know, fam.
I don't play no game.
I already know.
I don't play no games. I ain't been playing no games. I ain't gonna start playing them now. And I ain't finna sell my people out for no damn vote. So I can get some butter biscuits from one of these Texas lawmakers that's been calling me up, trying to get me to, trying to see if I'm gonna fight on the biscuit.
Nope.
I told them motherfuckers, look, a black agenda, reparation, I'm exercising my First and Second Amendment rights. You fuck with my people, you got to fuck with me. And that's the way it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Brother Travis. I hear you,
and
fam.
I ain't no motherfucking agent either.
I hear you, fam.
No, I ain't no motherfucking agent. I'm a real black man that's standing up, and I got 4 strikes to give me. Because the 4th strike is freedom and the motherfucking bullet. It ain't gonna be for me, it's gonna be for them motherfuckers if they come near my people.
Y'all heard the man, Brother Travis, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Brother Black Dollars, as always, man, it's a pleasure. Like I said, man, pop in the chat. Go ahead and put in any information that you want to share with the fam about the event, right? So they can get up on what y'all doing down there, man. And you know I support you in for a penny, in for a pound, 100%.
Hey, man, absolutely, brother. Hey, keep up the great work, man.
Thank you, brother.
I'm so proud of you, man. I love you, brother. You're a
love
great
you too,
inspiration, mentor, getting some great points from you. And I look forward to have you on the Black Dollars University channel next week, man.
Brother, I told you, get at me. Get at me.
You know it.
All right, brother. I love you, man.
Hey, Black Power, man.
Black Power to you too as well, man. Peace. Black Dollars, ladies and gentlemen. That brother be on fire. Brother Travis has been a firebrand and an advocate for his people ever since he came on board with he heard about ADOS, man, and ran with this shit like you would not believe, fam. The conversations that me and that brother then had about advocacy for our people, hours long convos, fam. Hours long. And I'm going to tell you, that's what it takes. That's the dedication it takes. You see what I'm saying? And this shit is not hard. It's not hard at all, right? But you have to be willing to commit. Sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. I'm adding back to the basics to the list of supporting members for the channel. There we go. Yeah, Brother Travis don't be bullshitting. He really don't. And not everybody can handle that. Not everybody can handle Brother Travis when he gets that fire up, when he gets head up. Not everybody can handle it. But that's my brother. Black man, definitely connect with the brother. I'm telling you, black man, you and Brother Travis together, holy shit, Texas ain't ready for y'all. They not ready for y'all. There's the info, fam, from the brother. And there his information is. Hit him up if you're interested in supporting, participating, just want more information. Brother Travis will take care of you. Fam, I can't speak for you, but a nigga getting hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's been a great Hump Day broadcast as per usual. Fam, double up, triple up. Right, get your people in a place that's safe. With these evictions and shit that's coming, we can't be leaving our people out in the cold, all right? Make sure that you start laying in stocks of low-cost, high-quality food. Get your bulk flours, get your bulk beans, get your bulk oils, okay? Get your canned milks if you can. Get your canned meats. Get as much seasonings for everything as you can. You can go to the dollar store, fam, and with $20, walk out there with all the seasonings you want. All right? Start stocking in and laying in food. But not just food. Get alcohol. Get sugar. Get stuff to trade with. Get toilet paper. Get ammo. Fam, if you ain't already got your steel and you're an angry black sheep, tell you what, I'm gonna have to do another broadcast talking about options on steel. But I can tell you one option right out the gate that almost every black person I know can afford. There's a manufacturer of guns called High Point. And I'm here to tell you, High Point guns are heavy and ugly. And not necessarily in that order. Okay, they are not the best pieces out there as far as like aesthetics, but High Point guns are some of the most cheapest firearms you can get your hands on. The motherfucker will put lead down range, and it'll pretty much run any ammunition you put through it. It's not picky. It's built like a goddamn tank, and it's cheap. Matter of fact, stand by, fam. Thank you for your patience, fam. Sorry about that. So, to show you that I don't just talk, I know this right here is a High Point 40 caliber. All right, single stack magazine, not a clip, a magazine. Single stack magazine. This holds nine rounds. All right. As you can see, this is a big ass slab of a gun. Alright? Make sure you always check the chamber for safety, right? But I got a lock on this. Okay? I paid up here in Washington State, one of the most expensive states in the country. I paid $150 for this. I didn't have a gun when I bought this, but I knew I needed some steel. I went and picked up a High Point. I love the ballistics of the 40 caliber, right? I wanted more stopping power than what I felt I would get with a 9, but I didn't want something as heavy as maybe like a 4.5 or 454 or something like that. Okay, $150. I copped it at a pawn shop and it was brand new in the box. I actually have the box and everything. Okay, don't tell me you can't get your hands on no steel. All right, this, as you all know, is my baby. All right, sorry, I carry in what's called condition 1. All right, I don't recommend you carry in condition 1 unless you are an experienced owner of a firearm. So as you see, I had to make sure that there was no round chamber. All right, always about safety. Check the chamber, right? Make sure there's no round in the chamber. Okay, but this is my everyday carry. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 40. Okay, this one is nice. I have this magazine here. This one is 15 rounds of 40 caliber. All right, that's right. Gun safety comes first. This is what's called a dual stack or a double stack magazine. Okay, as you can see, for those of you who are experienced, I don't have hollow points. Hollow points can sometimes have feeding problems, even in the nicest weapons that you can use. This is what's called hardball ammo. It's jacketed, full metal jacketed. It's brass jacketed with a lead bullet inside. All right? And this pistol will hold 15 plus 1. I could actually put a round in the chamber and then load the magazine. So this is called 15 plus 1. I also have an extended magazine for this one that will give me 20 plus 1. All right. This one was not brand new, but I was able to cop this one at the pawn shop for $350. There is no reason whatsoever why you should be out here defenseless. None. None. Make sure that when you get your firearm, you also that same day find your local range and start getting in it. Most ranges will actually sell you ammunition. Now, they tax because, ranges. So if you don't have any ammunition and you simply want to go and start putting some dots on paper, right, to get your accuracy down, to learn how your trigger breaks, all of that, to learn how to maintain a proper sight picture, a proper sight alignment, get into the range and start shooting. Don't say, oh, well, who's going to teach me? It's not hard. There's a reason why guns are called the great equalizer, fam. Even a grandma with a little bit of practice can be able to protect herself. Matter of fact, I read a story of a grandma in Texas that got her house broken into. She shot all 3 of the motherfuckers with one of these. And she was 81 years old. If you need assistance or information on what type of guns to buy, I'm actually going to do a whole video. I really strongly suggest, if you haven't done so, become a member, a supporting member of the channel. I will be putting up a lot of information that I don't want everybody and their mama to know what we're talking about. But I want you to have access to that information. You feel me? I need for you to understand that all you have to do is commit to each other. Be willing to share our information, our resources, share our hearts, our lives with each other, and be willing to stand and get what we need in spite of respectability, in spite of who like it, in spite of what they say about us, and all of that. Look, to my ADOS brothers and sisters, they talked about Jesus, is what my mama tell me. So what they call us xenophobes. So what they call us nativists. So what they try to dismiss us as bots. I don't have no space, no time for these motherfuckers. There are 3 interested parties in this justice claim that we're making. 3. There's us, there's white folks, and there's Uncle Sam. If you're not a member of that triumvirate, fuck you talking to me for? If you're not a member of that triad of interested parties in our justice claim, I don't give a fuck what you talking about on any topic. On any topic. I don't care. We have no more time, family, to be wasting on bootlicks, boule, buck dancing, butter biscuit chasing bastards. We don't have no time for them. Whether they foreign or continental, diasporan, or whatever the case may be. We got work to do, fam. We got people to connect to, fam. If you're doing politics, you got a whole host of black people that need to be up on some political advocacy. They out here still thinking it's cool to vote for Jim Crow Joe. As long as you got black people on that shit, you got work to do. If you more revolutionary and politics ain't necessarily your shtick, fam, you got organizing to do. You've got communities to build. You've got autonomous institutions to create. What time do we have to deal with detractors and fuck boys and bullshit artists? Shit, Sister Strongflower been inspiring the shit out of me, because every time she come into the chat, it's solutions. She don't want to hear shit about no detractors. She don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about her people. She's about the solutions. Shout out to Sister Strongflower. That's what we need, fam. We don't need no more people sitting here on a broadcast for 2 hours telling you what's fucked up about you and what's the wrong thing and how you niggas ain't this and you niggas ain't that. Man, fuck all that. If they not about the solutions, then we ain't about listening. Thank you, Easy Be Easy. I don't give a damn about what them unempowered buckwar gotta say either. If they not the ones holding the levers of power, if they're not the ones with the key to unlock the door to remediation, restoration, and repair for my people, I don't give a fuck what they got to say either. Let them talk. Slam Buckra is Geechee for the white folks. I don't like to use the term white folks, so I call them the Buck. That's right, Ofe, Buckra. Ain't no hate. It's just who they are to us. You know, I don't hate no white folks. I ain't got no hatred in me for none of them. But the Buckra's the Buckra. It is what it is. Anyway, fam, it's late. I'm hungry. I'm old. I'm getting grinchy. I love the shit out y'all, man. Thank you. Again, to Back to Basics, welcome to being a supporting member of the channel. I definitely appreciate you, right, fam? If you haven't considered doing so, click that join button to just examine, take a look, and see if that's something you want to do. Again, I recognize my audience. There's no pressure, no hate. I'ma still broadcast, still give you good information, but membership has its privileges, fam. There's more information that's coming for supporting members, more stuff that's coming down the pike. I also keep an eye out. Like, if y'all don't go to my community page, what's wrong with y'all? And if y'all not following me on Twitter, y'all tripping, right? At Black Outcast on Twitter. That's where I do my thing, right? But keep an eye out, because I am and will be announcing merchandise that's available. I'm not one of these cats that sit here and beg you for money and not put nothing back on you, right? I want to get us some gear, some Black Sheep gear. You know what I'm saying? So that we can rock our own shit. We can rock our own stuff, right? So I'm going to be on the lookout for that, because merch is coming. Fam, I love you. Thank you all. I will see you guys Saturday for Sucker Free Saturday. And until then, fam, as always, I want to wish you all love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to our people.
You know, people complain about young black males